Today I am discussing about types of diagrams. Okay, very carefully listen me. Types of diagrams. See, in the 12th standard, usually three types of diagrams asked. First is line diagram. Usually it is based on the periods. Means, as example I could say, some years will be given and you have to prepare some different type of the diagram. At the end of the topic, you can understand the topic with your textbook pages. On the page number 4 of the textbook, you will find line diagram. It has been given, just to check from your textbook. Just I am explaining the meaning of it. So usually in the 12th standard, three types of the diagrams asked. Line diagram, bar diagram and pie diagram. These three you have to prepare. And out of these, bar diagrams have different types of it, which I explain, and you can I will also indicate the page number of your textbook, so you can compare it with the textbook, right? Okay, now I am starting line diagram. As I have said, line diagram is usually made on the basis of your given time period. Line diagram is also called time-based line diagram. It is also called to be line curve. Some variables are given in time form, as like the year, as like the month, will be shown on x-axis, and dependable variables in percentage will be given on the y-axis. Here the students should understand one thing. As according to the given year or the month, you have to indicate specific dots exactly in line of percentage and exact above specific time period. As according to the textbook, page number 4, you will find line diagram and it is given very clearly, right? So line diagram is different from bar diagram. For bar diagram, you will prepare the pillars, but here you have to connect one dot to another dot to the next dot and create a single line. First to the last dots connect in single line. It is called line diagram, and here it is prepared on x and y axis. Usually where line diagram is used? For population, right? For population, for literacy rate, it is usually prepared. Wherever the date or a month or a year is given in sequence on x-axis, more than 1 year, more than 1 month, more than 1 dates, right? It can be prepared. Okay, second one is the bar diagram. So now you listen carefully. Bar diagram is not a one word, but it is a group of the different subtypes. So the first subtype in the bar diagram is simple or a single bar diagram, right? Here you just remember one thing. Which detail is given on x axis will be shown on different years, different months as specific data or the variables given in y-axis, as like the specific population ratio, specific increase in the literacy ratio could also prepare, which is also done in the line diagram, is also possible to prepare in single bar diagram. And in your textbook on page number 5, the example is given. It is for single bar diagram. So bar diagram has subtypes, and first subtype is single bar diagram. Second one is a clustered bar diagram. See, clustered means more than one bar for specific time period will be given, and here the data are more than one type of. So more than one bars will be prepared for one specific month. As I can give you example. Rich and poor population in specific 97, 1971, 81. Here this proportion is different. In 71, in 81, in 91. So here two different bars for 71 will be prepared. Rich will be showed by different image and poor will be showed by different image. In same 81, rich and poor will be showed in different bar images, right? So here clustered bar diagram is made for common variables or over common base given for more than one section of related parameters. We can prepare cluster of bars for same variables over various base values, right? And here you remember example in the cluster bar diagram is given in your textbook on page number 6. Now I move to the divided bar diagram. So this is the third type of the bar diagram. So now you think about what is the divided bar diagram. See, for rural and the urban area, some specific kind of the detail is given, right? So on the single bar, two different parameters will be showed. As I just give you example, it's my own presumed that rural population in 71 was 62%. I just repeat, this is a presumed example. 62% was rural population in India. So remain 38% was urban population. Now you think, on one single bar you are preparing. So the first lower part of the same bar will be prepared with the image of rural population. It is 62%. So here it will be shown that 62%, 38%. Okay, now we try to think in different way, that if the sales, as according to your textbook on the page number 7, the data is given in single bar diagram. So here you can think that 30% sales in rural area, 40% sales was in urban area. So the total comes to 30 plus 40 means 70. So on y-axis you will show 1 centimeter is equal to 10% or 10 units of the sales proportion. 10, 20 means 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units. So you will show that total is 40 plus 30. Here you have to make the total by addition. 30 will be added with the 40 comes the 70, right? On the same bar, 30 in the lower part, 40 on the upper part. Okay, now the second one is for March and April. Here you can see 35% sales in rural area and 80% sale, 80 unit sale was in urban area. So here the urban area sale was increased. Also the rural area sale was increased. So the total units are 80 plus 35 means 115. 115 units have been sold in month of March and April. So now the bar will become more high, right? So in the same way, so continuous example, I am just saying, you can also check your textbook, 7 number page. July and August, the bar is small. Why? Sales in July and August in rural area was 20 units and in urban area was 30 units. So the total will come, as I have said, 20 added with the 30 comes to the 50 units. So this bar will be the smaller one. So in that way, you remember, divided bar diagram will prepare only for that situation where more than one or two types of the parameters are given, maybe two or maybe more than two variables or the parameters are given, and here you have to do only one thing. Both parameters will be shown on the same bar, but for that you keep in your mind the bar is not changed but the parameters remain changed. Bar will remain same but the parameters will not remain same. So here the addition will be done, means 20 plus 30, 40 plus 30, 35 plus 80, and on the same bar the total will make the bar high or low height, right? So in that way, according to your textbook, you check this third type of the bar diagram. Okay, now for third type of the diagram, it is pie diagram. So now the question comes, in which situation we will prepare the pie diagram? We will prepare the pie diagram for those data which is given in the percentage of 100% total. Now listen carefully. The data will be 100% is required. You all knows that how can you get the degree? The equation is degree is equal to given component value upon total value multiply by 360 upon 100. Okay, now the other way you can think, multiplication of component value into 360, the amount will be divided by 100. It is also the another way. Repeat. Calculation of the pie diagram is must. So first you have to convert the 100% data into degrees because the circle's total degrees are 360. So you have to convert the percentage into the degree. Thereafter you can prepare it. So when you start to prepare this way of the preparation, you can go through in your practice according to your practice work. Physically you do it, right? So these are three type of the diagram which I can say you. Just I have explained the meaning of it. Just I have explained the meaning of it and in which situation these different type of the diagrams are prepared, that I have explained. Okay. Now the another point I have to discuss in the same topic. Which aspects you will keep in your mind when you are preparing bar diagram, and thereafter we will discuss about which aspect you will keep in your mind while preparing bar diagram. Means aspects considered while drawing pie diagram are 5 points. The first is width of the bar does not represent the data, but bars are always remain with similar width, but the height will be changed according to the variables, right? Height will be proportionate, right, according to the value of the variables. Third thing, distance between bars will remain same. I repeat, the distance between bars will remain same and should also be maintained between first bar to the last bar, right? There will not be any change between distance of one bar to the other bar. Okay. The another point you keep in your mind, all bars rest on same lines called the base, which is usually coincides with x-axis. So the base on x, so the all bars will be prepared from base of x. So it is possible that the length of the bar will be different. All time the same bars will not be prepared. Okay. Next, all vertical bars should be arranged from left to right. Okay. Keep in your mind, you are preparing one part of the graph, because we have already understood earlier that every graph paper will be divided in 4 quadrants, and in one plus quadrant means y is also plus, 0 to upwards and 0 to right side. So it is a plus side of x and plus side of y. So it is a positive quadrant. I could say it is a positive quadrant. So here the all vertical bars will be arranged from left to right, because left is 0. So all variables will start from 0 to upwards, but also in left the beginning of the first time period will come to the last. The ended period will be there. On the right side, exact right last bar will be the last time period of the given data, right? So these are 5 points you have to keep in your mind, which I have explained. So now the second and the last part of the topic is what 3 things you have to keep in your mind while drawing the pie diagram. So I have already said it is in the circle. So every circle will carry 360 degree. So the 360 degree makes a circle, And here we have already understood how the percentage will convert into the degrees. So the degrees of given data will be calculated in proportionate value to the percentage, and according to that, relevant proportion will show the percentage in the degree. The relevant data is given for more than one value. Your graph in the pie or the circle diagram will start usually anti-clockwise, and for every period you have to start again the degree to count. As from right side you have start the 0, so you will put the degree finder and make it to the 20 degree. As it there 20 degree, you will put the 0 dot and try to make the line. Okay, then again reach there and put your degree finder, try to find the 0 to another 20. So the 20, 20, 30, it will be counted and continuous to completion of the circle. So this is the system. So usually pie diagram is prepared in the anti-clock method, not in the clock method, but some teachers are preparing in the clock method also, but the percentage is must when you are preparing pie diagram to calculate. Okay, these are the main points you have to keep in your mind. Okay dear.